Morning all. I was very touched this week. I went to the funeral of my pal Bernard Soldato's brother David, ex-Paras both, and before the service, the Paras march, banners blowing, formed a guard of honour, all proudly showing the medals, wearing the berries, and saw David into church. Last post in the church. Again, all very emotional. Brave men, proud men, all of them. And then what happens? This smarmy looking bastard, Stephen Heron, the newly appointed Director of Public Prosecutions in Northern Ireland, has decided to make a name for himself. Never seen an angry man himself, never been shot at, caught a stone in the head or anything. He's decided to charge two Paras with murder. Men who've been investigated over years, all been found to be not guilty, and now suddenly they want to charge them. No particular reason. Does it matter? A couple of old men, get them in prison, keep everybody happy. The old peace process and all that bollocks. They really should be ashamed of themselves. And then we've got Arlene Phillips. Agreeing people like this should be charged while she's under investigation for a £500 million hole in a solar heating scam in Northern Ireland. You know, no IRA men get charged, they get let out of prison. For what? Just to make a name for some Ponzi DPP. Well, after all that, and there's much more, it seems the right time to show my favourite photo again. Well, this photo is the poor kid that was killed in the riots. He was only 15, Daniel Hegarty, and of course it's sad. He's 15. But what's he doing here on the photo? He's riding a motorbike. What are his parents doing with that? Got his sister on the back. And then the parents let him go to this demonstration, which they know is going to be violent. They must know there's going to be stone throwing, petrol bombs, and even shootings. And they let the kids go to that. They should be bloody prosecuted. But what do? They're charging 70-plus-year-old Paras for doing their duty. They should be ashamed of themselves. Well, Daily Mail headlines, page 18, so it must be serious. Sajid Javid. Our Asian Home Secretary has declared that he could have been lured into a life of crime living in a poor area during his childhood. But no, he wasn't. What did he do? He became an MP. Like all upright politicians, he took the oath. I, Sajid Javid, do solemnly, sincerely, and truly declare and affirm that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth, her heirs and successors according to law. Now, law seems to be the important point here. Well, Parliament, eh? cradle of everything British. Unfortunately, it's full of every bent bastard in the country. They're either gay, transgender, paedophiles, thieves. Do you know, I'll just have to read this. In the life of it all, historically, there's been 128 convictions. Now, these aren't magistrates' courts, they are Crown Court convictions. In England, Scotland, they had 34, and Wales, they had 8, probably involving sheep. Anyway, 9 of those were barons and earls, bent bastards. And politicians convicted of fraud, 30. Now, do you know, they're not liable to the Freedom of Information Act, MPs, so you can't write and ask about them. But of course, Wikipedia and everything else has it all listed. You just got to know how to go and find it. So remember the Exes scandal when we had them charged and imprisoned? Well, Javid claimed £153,527. And what did he show that for? Well, mainly staffing. Now, he doesn't pay for his own staff in the Home Office. This is supposed to be personal staffing. And probably, if it was looked at, it may be his wife, his son, his daughter, and anybody else that could claim the odd wage. So there we go. Could have gone into a life of crime. Well, it's surrounding you, you stupid bastard. Well, talking of stupid bastards, this is George Eustace. He's an MP. He's gone away on holiday for 10 days now for Easter. Probably fiddled his exes. Might have looked at little boys. He's ignoring Brexit. Why? Can he really ignore something like that could lead us all into bankruptcy and struggling and back to finding a crust of bread and everything else us pensioners have to do? Well, he's bringing out an act to protect hares. Not hairs on your bloody head, hairs that run about with long ears. Well, you can rest well now in bed. And you, James Marlowe, that was one that would be a worry for you. Anyway, what can you say? You're getting lovely messages off James Marlowe. So, I didn't know that I knew him or whether I do know him, to be honest, but I'm very fond of him now. He chirps up with little comments and all that, looks for my next work of art. And what do I find? My photos on his Facebook page with Andy Green. And is that John Barlow, that well-known fugitive from justice, in the middle of us? James, what's going on? I hope you haven't got my picture on your bedroom wall and rosy cheeks. Now behave yourself. Well, I saw Israel Folau, the New Zealand rugby star, coming out against gays, according to the Daily Mail. So I thought, well, it's a bit strong. I'll have to show him some support because he's got disciplined by their rugby federation just for speaking his mind, and it's something that I think a lot of us believe in. So anyway, I researched what he'd said, and that's the list of things that he said are bad next to his photo. Drunks. Hey, bit strong that, Israel. Homosexuals. Well, yeah, maybe. Adulterers. Hey. Liars. Hey, no. Hell awaits you. Well, bit strong that. So I had a look what the Bible had to say about it all. And Leviticus, verses 18 and 20, if a man lies with a male as with a woman, both of them have committed an abomination. They shall surely be put to death. Their blood is upon them. Well, don't mess about old Leviticus, does he? But it seems to give a point of view that many of us sympathise with. But life must go on. And never let it be said I'm homophobic. Well, and then one never to be out of the headlines for doing all sorts of nonsense, usually pissed up somewhere. Billy Vinopole has agreed with him. And he's had a bollocking now as well. You know, it's freedom of speech. Well, that's it, a little Saturday rant. I'm just going to drop James Marlowe a line so he doesn't end up getting all upset about it. You don't know if he's got a sense of humour or not, but I suspect he has if he's on a photo with Andy Green. Oh no, that's me. Anyway, onwards and upwards. Guinness calls, and of course the City match is imminent. Let's hope they win this time. That was a bit of a heartbreaker, wasn't it? My mate Ken's strung himself up. Anyway, onwards and upwards. Night all.